Hey everyone, thanks for coming out to Stewart Middle School today. We are going to be talking about how to explore how to effectively and appropriately integrate technology into our middle school classrooms. So our goal is going to be, how do we do this? And it is my job to show you how to do this because remember, we're trying to enhance our student engagement and improve their student learning outcomes. So let's start off by talking about what their objectives are going to be, because we are going to actually use an ELA school lesson plan from any of them. It could be 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'm going to target 7th grade because we're doing novel studies. So here's what our learning objectives are going to be. Number one, our students are going to analyze the main themes and characters in this novel by using digital tools. Our second goal, they are going to create their own multimedia presentations so that they can demonstrate their understanding of the novel. And then lastly, they are going to collaborate using online platforms to be able to provide peer feedback. And that's really important because that's something that they don't get a whole lot of practice in. So, what are our lesson activities going to entail? So remember, we're doing an ELA novel lesson plan. So we're going to introduce the lesson. We're going to start off with a brief discussion about what are the novel's themes and the characters. You can use your smartboard, your whiteboard, however you want to do this with the students in class to make sure you're highlighting the key points. That should be about 10 minutes. Really shouldn't be taking that long. 20 minutes. Next, our group work. This is where our students are going to be using their Google Chromebooks and using Google Docs so that they are collaborating together on creating a character analysis document. And each group is going to focus on a different character. So if we have 20 students, I would break them up into 5 groups, 4 students each, and they're going to collaborate together using a document. Now, the best way to do this would be to front load it and have this loaded for them in Schoology, and then it's easier for them to just download it and be able to work on it, and it's a lot easier. Once they have collaborated together as a group, we're moving on to the next section where they are actually creating their own multimedia presentations. They can use Canva, they can use PowerPoint. They are almost more adept than we are on digital tools, but it would be easier if it was Canva or PowerPoint, especially for us with our Google age and being able to assess it. They are going to be able to use any kind of images, videos. The text would be an amazing thing for them to embed into this presentation as part of their novel study for the characters and the theme. Lastly, and this is the most important part, which we may have to model for them, is how are they going to provide feedback? They're going to be able to do this 10 minutes, part of the lesson, where they are going to get up as a group, share their presentations. They're going to be able to display it like we do on the big screen, and then their peers are going to be able to leave constructive feedback using Google Forms, since we are a Google Classroom and Schoology school. Moving on, here's how we can assess it, and there's 3 different ways to assess. Easy for us as teachers, we can do formative assessments. This is just walking around, monitoring their group discussions and giving them real-time feedback on their collaborations on the actual Google Doc, because if they have access to it, we do too. So we can provide the input. A summative assessment, we're going to be able to evaluate their multimedia presentations. They're going to have a rubric. So they're going to know what their criteria is for what they have to include, such as having content accuracy, being creative, their use of technology. Were they creative with it, or were they just boring and left it as is? There should be a rubric 1 through 4, just like there is with writing. Lastly, we have to assess their peer assessment. So we're going to use the feedback that the students are providing on the Google Forms and review it carefully. And this is going to help us to be able to say, were they able to critique their peers and provide support and be constructive in their criticism? Now, why is this important? Why should we be integrating technology into our classrooms? Well, guys, integrating this technology in our lessons, it's supported by so many different various evidence-based studies, and I'm including 3 here, which I will provide links to you guys for with these articles. First one is called Research-Based Tech Integration Strategies, and basically this article highlights the importance of being able to use digital tools to be able to enhance our student engagement and learning outcomes. Our second article is talking about technology integration. It's reviewing literature. So this is going to hit our ELA folks perfectly. It's discussing how we can use technology to improve students' academic performance and also be able to be flexible because we're using technology. It's providing another outlet for them. Lastly, we have tech integration through evidence-based multimodal reflective practices, which this is important on how do we reflect on what we've learned. So using the technology to be able to reflect on their learning also provides an accurate assessment of what they've learned. We are Google, so we love Google Forms. Guess what? I've created a QR code. So I would love for you guys to evaluate the importance and how effective this was. Are you going to use it? Will you not use it? Be honest. Be as honest as you can be. I welcome any and all feedback. Help me make this a better presentation for the high schools, elementary schools. I'll take any and all feedback. Thank you. Have an awesome day, Stuart Middle School. We love you, Jaguars.